The official story was that Eliza died in a car crash. Her body had been pulled from a flaming wreck outside a remote service road. Closed casket, fast funeral, no autopsy. But something about it gnawed at me. It wasn't grief, it was instinct. Eliza and I had been best friends since childhood. She was intense, fearless, the kind of person who treated curiosity like an Olympic sport. She dragged me into all kinds of dark corners on the internet. Creepy forums, conspiracy boards, abandoned ARGs. She was obsessed with the dark web. Not just fascinated, obsessed. She'd always say, if the surface web is a library, the dark web is a labyrinth, and I want to get lost in it. We talked every day. That is until one morning I woke up to a single cryptic message from her. Hollowgate, don't trust the surface. And then, nothing. No texts, no calls. Her socials went dark. I drove by her place, empty. A week later, the crash. Her parents were strange at the funeral. Her mother seemed heavily sedated. Her father kept smiling too much, like he was trying to convince himself she was actually gone. There was no eulogy, no memories, just a short statement and a closed casket that, they said, couldn't be opened for safety reasons. I didn't believe it, not for a second. That night, I dug up the laptop she gave me 2 years ago. Eliza had called it her mirror rig, something she used to mirror her traffic. I fired it up, installed Tor, and loaded every tool she taught me. For days, I searched every forum we used to haunt. She used to leave digital breadcrumbs, encoded usernames, timestamps, patterns. And I found one. A thread titled, Echo Doesn't Die, Echo Waits. The author, Eli N-Node, her old handle. There was a code embedded in the HTML, a SHA-256 hash hidden in a comment line, G4T3W4Y_B13ND. I entered it into a Tor portal she once showed me. The screen flickered, went dark, then came the words, "Welcome to Hollowgate." There were no buttons, no links, just a growing sound, like whispering voices underwater. After a full minute, the marketplace loaded. The marketplace didn't look like anything I'd seen before. No product listings, no Bitcoin prices. Just a single black screen with red-tinted static, flickering like an old VHS tape. And then, slowly, text appeared, one line at a time. Echoes live in silence. Trade what's lost for what's hidden. Enter the auction. Against my better judgment, I clicked. The screen warped and distorted like it was melting, and then my webcam flicked on by itself, just for a second, long enough for me to see my own face staring back in the black mirror of the laptop. Then it shut off. A menu appeared. Lot number 001. A girl who should be dead. Status, active. Last bid, 0.35 BTC. Time remaining, 003214. There was a photo, blurry, grayscale, low resolution, but I'd know her anywhere. Eliza, strapped to a chair, eyes wide, mouth taped shut, a timer in the corner ticking down. Live stream begins at 0. My hands were shaking. I tried to click, to stop it, to exit. Nothing worked. The cursor moved on its own. The site had seized control. A window popped up. To save her, make a bid. What will you trade? Below it, a box appeared. Upload, memory, image, identity, pain. What the hell did that mean? I clicked on memory out of sheer desperation. My screen glitched. Then it accessed my hard drive, my photos, my chats, my journals, and I felt something leave me. A childhood memory. Gone. The day Eliza and I buried a time capsule in her backyard. I couldn't recall what was in it anymore. Bid accepted. The timer sped up. I pulled back, disconnected the laptop, heart pounding, but the screen stayed on. Tor was still running. Eliza was still there, motionless, still alive, or close enough. I reconnected, tried searching Hollowgate from another device. Nothing, no record of it ever existing, not even in the deepest parts of the dark web. I even pinged old contacts from our forum days. Most ignored me. A few replied in cryptic panic, "Don't speak that name. If Hollowgate found her, it can find you. Kill the mirror." That night, I couldn't sleep. I kept the laptop on, facing away from me. But around 3:33 a.m., I woke up to voices, soft, garbled, like people arguing underwater. I ripped the battery out, yanked the cords, shut off the router, but it was too late. My name, my face, my location, they had it all. I fled that night, packed a bag, drove 6 hours north to an old cabin my uncle left behind. Off-grid, no signal, no power lines, just woods, silence, and me. I thought I'd escaped until I found the envelope nailed to the door. No stamp, no name, just a printed note. Echoes travel. You can't mute the signal. And inside a flash drive, labeled Eli EndNode, final message. I powered up the laptop with an old solar inverter, using an isolated Linux OS. No connections, air-gapped. The file is corrupted, but one video played. It was Eliza, eyes bloodshot, face bruised, same chair from the stream. She was whispering, like every word was a struggle. "If you're seeing this, Hollowgate let you. That means it's feeding on you now. You access the mirror rig. It tracks everything. It doesn't sell products. It sells souls, pieces of you, your memories, your pain, your sanity. And once you've traded enough, it doesn't let go. It's not a sight. It's a threshold." She paused, glanced behind her at something we couldn't see. "You have to burn it, the laptop, the drive, everything. If you try to save me, you'll join me, and we'll never leave." The screen cut to black, and for a moment, I saw my reflection again, but it wasn't my face. It was Eliza's, mouth moving, whispering, but no sound. I didn't burn the laptop, not yet, because something about her eyes, just for a second, they weren't asking for help. They were warning me, not to save her, but to seal her in. Since then, it's gotten worse. Every night I wake up to static sounds, the sound of typing in the walls. My reflection in mirrors lags a second behind. My memories, small ones, are missing. I forgot the layout of my childhood home, my first kiss, my mother's voice, but I remember Hollowgate. Every line, every whisper, the last thing Eliza said in her video, I hear it every night now, right before the whispering starts. Echo doesn't die, echo waits. So now I'm asking you, whoever's listening to this, whoever found this post or video or transmission, maybe you followed the same trail. Maybe you're curious. Maybe you're trying to save someone. Don't search for Hollowgate. Don't try to outsmart it, because once you hear the whispers, you're already in. Screen fades to black. Text on screen. Lot number 003. Listener status. Watching. Time remaining. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. The screen didn't go dark. Not this time. Instead, it lit up with a live feed. A dark room, blood-red lights, shadowy figures standing in a circle, faces blurred, voices distorted. Welcome, lot number 003. You've already paid the entry fee. Let's see how much more you're willing to lose. Chilled, helpless. My body went cold. I couldn't move. My limbs didn't respond the way they should have. It felt like something else was piloting me. Another message appeared. To proceed, give pain. The laptop's camera blinked again. Prove you're real. Then a prompt. Cut, record, upload. Shaken, horrified. A shaking, blood-slicked hand entered the frame of the live feed. Mine. I blacked out. Waking confusion. When I woke, there was a bandage wrapped around my hand, my knife on the floor, blood on the keyboard, and a new message. Bid. Accepted. Progress. 12%. Whispers filled the room again. This time, clearer. I could understand them. They were saying names, familiar ones, mine, Eliza's, and others. I opened the laptop again. There was a new section, the archive. Every person who had entered Hollowgate catalogued, their trades, their pain, their fates. Lot number 089. Traded identity. Now appears in mirrors but not in person. Presumed lost. Lot number 043. Gave all memories of a dead son. Replays them on loop, permanently trapped in feedback. Lot number 014. Tried to disconnect. Upload incomplete. Body found in bathtub. Mind still bidding. Lot number 001. Status. Live. Eliza. Awaiting final trade. I scrolled and scrolled, then stopped. Lot number 003. You. Current bid. In progress. Final trade required. The final trade button pulsed red. To retrieve lot number 001, give your voice. Give my voice. Before I could think, the speakers let out a high-pitched frequency. Pain shot through my skull. I screamed, and then nothing. I opened my mouth, but no sound came out. The trade had been made, and the live stream changed. Eliza looked up. Slowly, her eyes met the camera. She mouthed a word. The screen began to pixelate, distort. Behind her, something was moving. A tall, eyeless figure in the corner, thin like wire, its head bent in unnatural ways. As it reached for her, Eliza screamed, silent, like me. Then the feed cut out. All that remained was a single line. Final bid received. Echo is free. My laptop shut off. Smoke began to curl from beneath the keyboard. I tossed it out the door, but even from outside I could hear it. The whispering. New lot, open. New lot, open. New lot, open. In my chest, something cracked. A laugh, low and broken, escaped my throat. But I had no voice, only echo. And the next day, the sun rose sluggishly behind a veil of grey mist. My eyes burned from lack of sleep. The woods around the cabin were silent, but not in a peaceful way. It was the kind of silence that held its breath. Still, I knew I had to try something, anything. So I drove to the nearest town, found a police station tucked between a bakery and a hardware store. I walked in, clutching the flash drive and my blood-stained bandage, like proof I wasn't insane. Detective on duty? I asked the bored receptionist. He eyed me, then, without speaking, buzzed open a door. A man in his 50s came out, grey moustache, dark glasses, perfectly ironed uniform. Officer Redmond, he said. You look like you've seen a ghost. I need to report a kidnapping, I said, lowering my voice. Her name is Eliza. I have reason to believe she's being held by an underground network. There's tech involved, encryption, surveillance. It's dark web stuff, very real. He paused, then gave a long nod. Come with me. He led me into his office, closed the blinds, shut the door, locked it, then turned. You really shouldn't have come here. I blinked. What? Officer Redmond leaned in. We don't interfere with them. You think you're the first? My stander, heart froze. What are you talking about? Issei, deepening dread. He opened a drawer. Inside wasn't a gun or files, but a black envelope, sealed with a wax mark, a spiral made of ones and zeros, Hollowgate's symbol. Even now they see everything, especially now. He reached across and yanked the flash drive from my hand. You didn't come here. You didn't talk to me. And if you value your life, if you value your soul, you'll forget Eliza ever existed. I stood to run. That's when two more officers entered. No emotion, no questions, just silence. They held stun batons. I blacked out again. I woke up in a dark basement. Cement walls, damp floor, one light flickering overhead. My hands were zip-tied, my face hurt. Slow realization, disbelief, someone else. At first, I thought it was a mannequin, but then it blinked. Eliza? She shook her head. No, I'm not her. I'm Lot 009. Her voice was monotone, flat, her eyes vacant. They send us to trick you, she said, to lure you deeper. You followed the breadcrumb, didn't you? Suddenly doors opened, figures walked in, masks, hoods, one of them held a tablet. The screen said, Echo Council Session Number 72. Welcome back, Lot 003, said a modulated voice. We've prepared your final trade. They strapped me to a chair, inserted wires, hooked electrodes to my temples. This is not death, one whispered. This is division. We're only taking what you're not using. Pain, like burning, like unraveling. I screamed but made no sound. They played back recordings of my own thoughts, twisted, reversed, corrupted. They showed me videos of my life, but in each one I was absent. And then they showed me Eliza, not the real one, but her echo, her shadow, walking endlessly in a digital corridor, eyes empty, replay, replay, replay. She traded too much, one said. She tried to outbid death. She lost the auction, but her echo lives on. I don't know how long they kept me. Time didn't flow right. Sometimes the light flickered for what felt like days. Sometimes seconds lasted an eternity. Broken, fragile state. Eventually I was dumped in the woods, drenched, shaking, half mad, numb dread. They left a note pinned to my chest. Bid complete. Status hollow. So now I write this not as a warning, but a record, because I'm not sure if I'm still me. Sometimes I remember things that never happened. Sometimes I forget the names of people I love. My reflection still lags. I hear the typing in the walls. And sometimes when I sleep I see Eliza, not in dreams. She tells me I brought this on myself, and maybe I did. But if you're listening, if you've made it this far, you still have a chance. Turn off the screen, burn the rig, forget the name Hollowgate. Because the more you remember it, the more it remembers you. The Echo Council doesn't want your money. It wants you, piece by piece, memory by memory, until you're just another username in the archive. Another lot, another echo. Good luck. Subscribe and share this with someone you trust. If they come for you, the one you shared this with might be the only one who can pull you back.